I did a video like this in the past, but for a guide video, it was way too long. So instead, I'm gonna break this up into short, Swedish segments and give you guys some tips and tricks and help everyone who's been asking on how to get started and play Punishing Gray Raven. So to begin, let's talk about what kind of game PGR is. PGR is essentially an action-oriented RPG that also tells its story in a visual novel style. The combat is very fluid and has an orb-style system that feels a bit like playing Candy Crush while fighting Dark Souls-level bosses. So, honestly, it's pretty damn awesome and unique compared to any other gachas or just games out there in general. Now, let's move on to some important things to note when getting started in PGR, specifically with the thing that most of you are here for, the gacha banner. The banners are split up into segments, and we're going to go over them individually. The event banner is the limited time character banner and is split into several individual segments. The theme and fate theme banner is for the debut S-rank construct, which at the time of recording is Elisa Echo. More on her later. This banner has a guaranteed 100% when you pull an S-rank. Then you have the Arrival and Fate Arrival banner, which are the reruns of past units. These have a 70-30% chance of success to failure ratio when pulling the unit you want. It should be noted that this is generally advised that you don't pull on Fate banners, because even though they have a higher success rate, they also have a higher pity. Now, right now, there is also an Anniversary banner that will give you the unit of your choice at 100% rate up. However, the following patch, there will be a special base S-rank selector that also gives you S-rank units with the catch. But more on that in a minute. The basic banner includes member target, target weapon, and weapon research banners. The big concern for most beginners is going to be member target, as this is typically where you get your A-rank constructs, which can be attained every 10 pulls. However, it should be noted that as of the update Cradle Parade, aka the Lamia debut patch, there will be a one-time limited base S-rank selector where you can choose which S-rank you want to pull for. This feature is also going to be available to all new players, and meaning that it is advised that you do not pull until the Lamia debut patch, because new players will have the limited time 40 guaranteed initial pity, which is 60 pity after the initial S-rank that you pull. It should be noted that only S-ranks available on this banner are going to be the S-ranks from 2 patches before the current patch that you're playing on, because those characters get added to the pool of possible pull characters, so you could save your selector for a future patch as well, if there's a character that you want to guarantee down the line. It is generally advised you do not spend black cards here, and instead save them for new limited characters or weapons. This is where you spend your weapon tickets, and get 6-star weapons. They have an 80-20% success to failure rate of obtaining these weapons, and there's an unofficial pity of 3 times. So if you lose 3 times, you can scrap those 3 weapons to get the weapon of your choice in the shop. In a future patch, it'll be a 50-50, and if you lose once, the next one is guaranteed. Please note that you can select whatever weapon you desire to pull up in the top left. Last up is going to be the weapon research. Last up is weapon research, which also has its own currency, but we typically don't use this one since you can't select what weapon you want. Below the base selector is going to be the target uniframe banner, which lets you pull a desired uniframe with an 80-20% chance of success to failure. And finally, the cub banner. This is a special banner where you can select which cub you want, and upon debut, they'll always have a 100% chance of success upon pulling an S-rank, and 80-20 when not on debut. Okay, so getting started, I want to go over some things that are important to note for new players. When just starting out, you won't have access to the event material farm, meaning that you will have to go into the resources tab and grind stuff out here. However, once you unlock the event material, you won't be using that again. Instead, you'll be using the event shop to get everything you need once you got it unlocked. This includes 6-star memories, which should be the only memories that you ever need to concern yourself with. The guide feature is something that all new players should pay attention to, especially paying attention to getting a reliable guide. This is a feature that will help you reach level 80 considerably faster over someone who doesn't use this feature. The dorms is something that all new players should work on, whether they like it or not, mainly because there is currently 2 characters, and later on 3, that you can obtain here. They aren't just any old A rank either. Their S class. These characters are Isla Kalido and Elisa Echo. Both are amazing amplifiers and should be a priority for new players. Later down the line, Wanshi will have an S rank frame as well that will be available to get from the dorms. There is also another S rank, Selena Capriccio, which is available from doing Recitativo di Fantasia. Selena is a dark amplifier, and considering that Lamia is right around the corner at the time of recording, if not already here if you're watching this in the future, could be a good reason to go do this game mode. Completing the story is going to give you a ton of black cards, so you're set for at least a few patches depending on how you spend and obtain them. So new players should definitely prioritize completing story. However, don't rush it. So we've come to the last part, where I want to talk about some tips and tricks from veteran players. Save black cards for characters you want, and don't chase meta unless you like playing for meta. You'll eventually get into the meta the longer you play, and feeling like you need to do it right away is a quick way to burn out. Just prioritize one team at a time until it's complete, then work on another, and so forth. Even after nearly 6 months of playing PGR, I still only have like 3 teams built completely, though that's mostly my own fault for not pulling on characters all that often, if at all. Take your time with the game and the story. End of the day, PGR is a single player game, and it also respects your time more so than most gachas. Play the game at your own pace and enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it. No need to listen to others tell you how to play the game unless you ask them. Find a community that you fall into easily with, that helps you if you need help, and just somewhere where you can just enjoy and have fun with Punishing Gray Raven. Obviously though, my community is the best because it has a lot of veteran players that you can go and ask for help. So you should join it. Discord is linked in the pinned comment in the description down below. Finally, a very helpful website is grayravens.com. It's basically the ultimate Wikipedia for anything related to Punishing Gray Raven. So if you need help, I've linked it in the description and the pinned comment down below. Well, that's going to do it for me on this beginner guide, everyone. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed it and it helped you guys get a basic idea of how to get started in the game. I'll probably make a more in-depth guide for various things later down the road if enough people want me to cover something specific. That being said, please drop a like and subscribe if you like the video and hit the notification bell. I stream most days over at twitch.tv/MimicSouls. And with that, everyone, have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.